Before we move on, let's reinforce what we've learned in this module by implementing the third tab of the Edit page. The search tag form allows for entry of the keywords associated with a product. These keywords will be used as search tags for the product. Let's build this form now. Here we are back in WebStorm. We have the Product Edit Tags View HTML file open. Recall that we created this HTML file earlier in this course to complete the tab-based navigation. Now let's remove the hard-coded text from here and add the layout for this form. This form uses the form horizontal style for consistency with the product info form. And it uses the same pattern for the controls on the form, with a form group style, a label, and an input control. The ng model directive on this input control defines a new model property called new tags. So the new tags property is bound to the data entry box. That data entry box provides a space for the user to enter search tags applicable to this product. Those tags should be separated with commas. We are also adding a button as part of the form group. The user will use the button to add the entered tags. The ng-click directive on this button calls a method on the controller to add the defined tags for the product. We'll need to create this method. Below the form is a set of buttons that display the current set of search tags associated with this product. This code uses the ng-repeat directive to display each tag in its own button. The ng-click directive on each button calls a method on the controller to remove the defined tag if the user clicks on the button. We'll need to create this method as well. At the very bottom of the form are the Submit and Cancel buttons. These are very similar to the Submit and Cancel buttons on the Product Info form. Let's look back at the app.js file. Notice that the productEdit.tagState does not define a controller. We could add a controller for this page and put the code to implement the tags into that controller, or we can simply reuse the parent controller. We'll reuse the parent controller for this demonstration. So let's open the productEdit controller file. In this file, we'll insert two new methods. Here's the new add tags method. We pass the list of tags that the user entered into this function. If the user didn't enter any tags, we display an alert box. Otherwise, we split the list on the comma, and we append it to our list of tags for the product. Then we clear the bound new tags property so that the user can enter additional new tags. And here is the new remove tag function. Here we're passing in the index of the tag to remove, and we're using the splice method to remove that particular product. Let's give this a try. We'll go to the product list, we'll edit a product, and we'll go to the Search Tags tab. You can see that there's currently one search tag, and we can add some more. So I separate the items with a comma, and then I can click Add, and it adds the additional search tags. If I click on a tag, the tag is removed. If I then save, notice we've got hardware and utilities now. Again, we don't have a notification yet that the save was successful. We'll want to add that. We can then go to the product list, show the hammer details, and we can see that it has the new tags, so the data was saved successfully. Before we move on, let's do one more thing. Notice that when we type in a search tag here and click Add, we get visual feedback that it actually added the tag. But when we click Save, we don't get any feedback. How will the user know whether the save worked? If we don't display something, the user may click the Save multiple times to ensure that it actually saved. A quick and easy way to provide notifications is with a toaster-style component. There are several implementations of the JavaScript toaster notification, but we're going to use the one from here. This component displays simple notifications. You can use the Download Zip button here in the lower right to obtain the files. I've already downloaded the files and put toaster.js under the JS directory. And I've put toaster.css under the CSS directory. Then we need to add the script tag for the JS file to index.html. So we'll put it here. And we also need to add the link for the CSS file. We'll put that here. We can then modify the submit method to display a notification pop-up using the toaster. So we'll go to the controller and we'll go to the submit. We can pass a function into the save method that is executed upon a successful save. We'll add that function and display the notification in there. So now let's give it a try. Now notice every time that we come back here, our edits are gone. That's because we've stopped and started the application. Every time we restart the application, we get the default set of mocked data. The mocking retains an in-memory set of data. So while we have the application running, all of the updates are retained. But as soon as we stop the application, all of those updates are gone, and we're back to the original set of mocked data. So let's add another search tag here again, and we'll add it to the list and click Save. Now we have our little pop-up coming up letting us know that the save was successful, and it automatically goes away. So now the users know whether the save was successful.